You know what fascinates me about financial success? It's not about spreadsheets or calculator apps. It's about those quiet, silent conversations that happen between our ears. And today we're diving into something that transformed my entire approach to finance, and I can't wait to share it with you. We're going to explore why mindset is the secret sauce of financial freedom, tackle those sneaky mental roadblocks that keep tripping us up, and I'll show you exactly how to develop what I call the mortgage freedom mindset. Let me share something that changed everything for me. Remember when I told you about my mom still trapped in a mortgage at 76? Well, that experience taught me something profound. The difference between being trapped and being free often starts in our minds. I'd like to paint a picture for you. Imagine two homeowners. Both have the same mortgage, the same income, the same everything. But one sees their mortgage as this massive weight, this 30-year sentence they just have to accept. And the other, they see it as a puzzle to be solved, a challenge to overcome. Who do you think ends up mortgage free first? Well, typically the person with the positive mindset and growth approach. And here's what makes that growth mindset so powerful. First, it opens your eyes to possibilities. When I first discovered alternative mortgage strategies, I could have dismissed them as too good to be true. But instead, I got curious. And that curiosity, it changed my entire career. But it's not just about being optimistic, it's about being resilient. Remember, life happens, unexpected expenses pop up, markets fluctuate, and things in our life just change. But with a growth mindset, these aren't failures. They're just data points helping us adjust our strategy. And here's what's really exciting about this. When you combine this mindset with the strategies I'm about to show you, you get something powerful, motivation that lasts. Not just the excitement of starting something new, but the sustained drive to see it through to the end. And the best part, this works whether you're just starting out or you're like some of my clients in their late 40s who are thinking, is this too late for me? But trust me, it's never too late to change your financial trajectory. But through my years of helping people transform their financial lives, I've noticed some patterns. The same roadblocks keep showing up regardless of level of income. So whether I'm working with young tech professionals making 160,000 or established homeowners planning for retirement, these challenges are surprisingly universal. One of the biggest challenges we see is lack of clarity. You'd be amazed at how many people tell me, I want to pay off my home faster, but they haven't yet defined what faster means. It's like setting off on a road trip without a destination in mind. But we're going to fix this in this course together. Then there's procrastination. You know that feeling when you look at your mortgage statement and you think, I'll figure this out next month? Well, those next months have a way of turning into years. I saw how this happened with my mom, and it's exactly what drove me to create this course. Then there's financial constraints, and I hear this one a lot. I just don't make enough to pay off my mortgage early. But here's the thing. Some of the most successful mortgage payoffs I've seen weren't from people making the most money, but from people who understood how to optimize what they had. And here's a sneaky one, lifestyle inflation. You get that well deserved raise, but suddenly your expenses mysteriously rise to match it. Can anyone relate to that? Well, the good news is once you recognize this pattern, you can redirect that extra income towards your freedom fund instead. And then there's what I call conventional wisdom trap. You know the script, 30-year mortgages are just how it's done, or you need that tax deduction. I've heard it all throughout my finance career, and I'm here to tell you It's time to question these assumptions. The strategies I'm going to share with you might sound unconventional at first, but they're based on solid financial principles that banks just don't want you to know about. So, this leads me to what I call the silent killer of financial progress. It's avoiding money conversations. I've sat with countless couples who've managed to buy a house together, but never really talked about their financial goals. One partner thinks they're saving for early mortgage payoff, while the other's focused on maxing out retirement accounts. Both are great goals, but without alignment, you're rowing in different directions. So here's where things are going to get exciting. We're going to start transforming this mindset into action. And I'm not talking about some overnight miracle. This is about practical, doable shifts that can add up to massive change. Let me share some strategies that I've seen work for other clients. First, practice mindful spending and saving. Think of this as an alternative to the word budgeting, because when I mention budgeting, people tend to flinch. So just reframe this. Instead of thinking budget, which sounds about as fun as a root canal, think about mindful money choices. This isn't about depriving yourself, it's about being intentional. I had a young client, a tech professional, who thought he'd have to give up his weekend bike rides with friends to pay off his mortgage faster. But when we sat down and looked at his spending mindfully, we found other areas where money was just slipping away unnoticed. So those bike rides, they stayed because this journey is about optimization, not about deprivation. We're going to create vision boards and visual reminders. Now, I know this might sound a bit out there for some of you analytical types, but stick with me. There's something powerful about visualizing your goals. Whether it's a simple progress tracker on your phone or a full blown vision board with the picture of your home marked paid in full, these visual reminders keep you focused. Think of it like your fitness tracker, but for your mortgage payoff journey. Every time you see that progress bar move, it's like a high five for your financial future. And here's where we're going to get tactical. We're going to automate your successes. You know how you never forget to pay your Netflix subscription? Well, that's the power of automation. Set up your savings like a non negotiable bill. Trust me, your future self will thank you for this. And for everyone that's tech savvy, there are plenty of apps for this. And we'll get into some great tools later in the course that can help make this progress virtually hands free. And I want you to embrace the power of positive affirmations. And I know you might be thinking, really? Affirmations? But here's the thing. When I was making this transition from traditional mortgage lending to teaching people how to break free from mortgages, I had to constantly remind myself why this mattered. So simple phrases like, I'm helping families create lasting financial freedom, kept me going. I want you to try this one. Every dollar I put towards my mortgage is buying my freedom. Now, it sounds simple, but it reframes your entire relationship with those monthly payments. And find your success squad. This is something crucial. You don't have to do this alone, and in fact, you shouldn't. So, whether it's your partner, your family, the course community, surround yourself with people who get it. That's exactly why we've built a community support system for this program. And lastly, set clear, achievable goals. You know the saying, you can't hit a target you can't see? Well, in our next lesson, we're going to dive deep into setting strategic goals that will actually excite you because paying off your mortgage isn't just about the numbers, it's about what that freedom will allow you to do. Think about it. What would you do with all the money that's currently going to your mortgage? Would you start a business, travel more, boost your savings account? Well, this isn't just a dream, that's your motivation. So remember, this mindset shift isn't just about thinking differently, it's about laying the foundation for everything else we're going to cover in this course. It's about preparing your mind for the innovative strategies I'm going to show you, strategies that might challenge everything you thought you knew about mortgages. And trust me, once you combine this mindset with the practical tools we're about to explore, you'll never look at your mortgage the same way again. So, before we wrap up this lesson, let's pull everything together. When I think back to my own journey, from watching my mom struggle with mortgages to discovering there was a better way, it all started with this fundamental mind shift we've talked about today. So remember, adopting a growth mindset isn't just positive thinking. It's about equipping yourself with a powerful tool that's going to make everything else in this course more effective. It's like installing the operating system before adding all the apps. It has to come first. And think about some of the key mindset shifts we've already explored, moving from "this is just how mortgages work" to "there has to be a better way." Switching from "I'll figure it out someday" to "I'm taking control now." Transforming from "I can't afford to pay it off early" to "how can I optimize what I have?" Now, here's what I want you to do before our next lesson. Pull out your course workbook. You'll find some powerful exercises designed specifically to help you begin this mindset transformation. Now, this might seem simple, but don't skip them. I've seen these exercises have breakthrough moments for young professionals just starting their journey, as well as established homeowners looking to accelerate their path to freedom. Remember, you're not just working on a financial strategy here, you're laying the groundwork for a completely different financial future. In our next lesson, we're going to build on this foundation and get into setting strategic goals that will actually get you excited about your mortgage payoff journey. I'll see you in the next lesson.